If it's March in the South, you're reminded of one thing. Mother Nature is, as always, undefeated after a bit of a delay. It will be the home opener for Atlanta United 2. New York Red Bulls 2 visit Kennesaw. It's the USL Championship on ESPN Plus next. And we can officially say it for the first time in the 2022 season. Time for some action at the Fraction. It's the USL Championship on ESPN+. Atlanta United 2, New York Red Bulls 2, getting ready to play their second matches of the season. Both teams losing their season openers here this year. And alongside all the diehards who are sticking it out through the rain showers and Jason Longshore, I'm John Nelson. Thanks for hanging out with us however you are doing so, large device or small. And partner, welcome back. It's 2022.
Excited to get the season started. Both of these teams come in with so many promising academy players playing key roles.
So let's start with the visitors and one of the veterans for New York Red Bulls 2. He wore the C last time out in their loss in Miami.
When you have all those academy players, you have to have some veterans in the group. John Murphy at 21 is a veteran with this Red Bulls 2 team. Came through the Red Bulls Academy, spent some time with Loudoun United, played last year in USL League One with Union Omaha. He's wearing the armband, and he's paired up with 16-year-old Sam Williams in the holding midfield for the Red Bulls.
You mentioned the veteran for Red Bulls 2. How about the veteran for Atlanta United 2 and Robbie Mertz?
25-year-old Robbie Mertz came to the club last year, 5 assists in his first year with Atlanta United 2 in 26 starts. He's the playmaker. He's the one who makes this attack go.
Those are the look at the veterans. That's your early look at players to watch. When we come back, we'll get you ready for the starting 45. It's Red Bulls 2, Atlanta United 2. Stick and stay. We will be right back.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare, to give you a better, seamless, more unified experience, so you can simply access and manage your care all in one place, with tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime, and even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont, real change lives here.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Quickly, let's get you into starting lineup. Starting off with the visitors, New York Red Bulls 2. Jason, what do you see?
2 players making their pro debut tonight. Ovante Mullings, number 88, playing on the right side of the back line, and Ezra Widman, number 76, playing on the right side up front. Mullings was drafted by the Red Bulls out of Florida Gulf Coast. Widman, 17, very versatile, technical player out of the Red Bulls Academy.
On the flip side for the home team, Atlanta United 2. Tough loss in Louisville. Here's what they look like tonight.
Some promising things out of that loss, though. Matthew Brick had 2 chances created getting forward out of the left back role. Jackson Conway up top. 3 defensive actions. That's been something that's been talked about improving in his game, keying the press early. And Noah Cobb, 16 years old, in the back line. very active, spent a lot of time with Atlanta United in preseason.
The rain held us up for about a half an hour. There's the man in the middle tonight, Sergei Demyanchuk, your AR, Zach McWhorter, and Art Aristamian, and our fourth is Kyle Johnston. Red Bulls in their all whites with the red stripes, and you see how the crown is working here at Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Jackson Conway hitting the turf early on.
That's that defensive action from Jackson Conway. It's something that both Gonzalo Pineda and Jack Collison have talked about. He has to work harder off the ball and to get the ball back. We saw that effort in Louisville. We need to see it tonight as well.
You saw the throw in there by Mullings, and it just absolutely stuck the second that it hit the ground. You see Atlanta United, too, they're in their dress blacks with the red stripe. First touch on the day by Mathieu Brick. And I think we're going to see a lot of slipping and sliding. Serwada tries to get a little bit of loft under it, and it just did not go anywhere. And it's going to end up going all the way back to Justin Garces for Atlanta United 2.
Whichever team can adjust to these conditions the fastest is going to take advantage. The Red Bulls aren't really looking for possession. They want to press. Atlanta wants to build up the play, but it might be nearly impossible on this pitch.
Garces looking for McFadden. Red Bulls 2 with possession on their own. And hitting the deck was John Murphy. You're going to get a foul call here. Early set piece chance for the visitors.
Foul called on Grant Howard, the 19-year-old academy player for Atlanta United, was a star for the U19s in the local UPSL division over the winter. Headed to Virginia Tech in the fall, but he's earned himself a lot of minutes here in preseason with Atlanta United too, and he gets the start tonight.
Sam Williams behind it for Red Bulls. High line just at the top of the area. Williams sends it in with the right. Got under it a decent bit, headed toward the back post, up into the air, sent away. David Mejia comes down with it after the initial touch. Red Bulls had possession initially, circling back. Well done there by Mejia, just to clear, but not all the way out.
McFadden with the big clearance inside the 6-yard box to get Atlanta out of trouble.
Speaking of getting out of trouble, good spin move there by Robbie Mertz. Getting past Serwada. Serwada grabs him on the right shoulder. Advantage played, sticks with Atlanta United 2. Once again, all the way to the back. Set forward with the right, looking for McFadden. Chested down, heavy touch, but it's going to stick with Mejia. Mejia to Conway. Well done there through the lines, but backtracking was the Red Bulls defense. They're going to call a foul on McFadden heading back the other way.
McFadden using Red Bulls players as a bowling ball there to take out another one, trying to push his way through that.
So let's take a look at your keys to the match, and once again, the theme as always.
From the Atlanta United 2 side, this was a team that had 5 goals in the 89th minute or later last season. They will fight all the way to the final whistle, but they do need some time to gel. Average age of the group in Louisville was just over 20 years old. For Red Bulls, too, they've gotten a lot younger over the years. This is a team that is trying to develop players out of the academy more so than they did in the early days of New York Red Bulls, too. Ton of teenagers in this group, and a manager in Gary Lewis in his first year in the club. Have the faith in his player development. He did a great job during his time with the U17s at Philadelphia. A number of players that he coached in that group have gone on to professional contracts and some in Europe.
Mullings working it down the right-hand side at Jason Pendant. Foul on David Mejia. Quickly restarted once again by Red Bulls. Pendant tried to work it from the right to the left and come down the near touch line. And there is the new head coach for New York Red Bulls 2, Gary Lewis, taking over for John Wolonek, who had been there for quite a long time.
Spent some time at Liverpool as the head of youth development, also with the Seattle Sounders Academy.
Dangerous there, almost an opportunity for Red Bulls. But Pendant can't keep it, and it's going to stick with Atlanta United 2 deep in their own end.
It's a double whammy because Atlanta United 2 wants to play out of the back. That's always difficult against a Red Bulls team that is well drilled in the press, but the pitch is going to cause problems for Atlanta United 2 building out of the back tonight.
Morales 1-2. Once again, heavy there, not able to catch up with it. Nicholas Firmino, so it's going to go back to Red Bulls 2.
Firmino said his jersey had been grabbed as he was trying to get to that.
Good flick there into the area, but backtracking is Howard to make sure that it's not a shot on net for the visitors. Sent back up the near side, Firmino. Morales looking for Howard, not a lot on it. You're going to have to meet the ball halfway here with the way the pitch is. Last touched by Red Bulls. It's going to be another deep throw for Atlanta United 2, and there's their head coach, Jack Collison.
Took over June 3rd of last year, started with Atlanta United as a U17 coach in the academy. Over 100 appearances for West Ham as a player, then joined their academy as a youth coach from 2017 to 19.
Foul on Serwada that time as he was going back and forth with Nicholas Firmino. Brought back in quickly by Matthew Brick. Cycled through. Morales. Mertz with space, wearing the captain's armband tonight. At the right-hand side, McFadden. Nice ball in Mejia. Mejia tries to cut back, loses his footing. A lot of folks losing their footing early on here in the 7th minute. Not necessarily a surprise. Backtracking well there. Morales to keep possession. Spins away from pressure. Spins away from a second. And back into Mejia. Mejia looking for a cutter. You had 3 Red Bulls 2 players there, and coming back the other way are the visitors.
Williams read it very well, 16 years old, part of the Red Bulls Academy. Played a good bit last season, over 700 minutes in USL Championship as a 15-year-old.
Brick, Cobb, and Morales. Morales forward with the right. Headed back towards center line. Pendant had it, sent it all the way back, and they're going to go all the way back to their keeper on the evening, A.J. Marcucci. Marcucci started against the Miami FC on the weekend. Up the left-hand side, Jordan Adebayo-Smith with his first touch. Once again, there's that crown. Players are going to have to meet it halfway, and the foul on David Mejia. So another set piece here for Red Bulls 2 is the foul on Ofori.
I'm not sure how much the crown's affecting it or just the amount of water we got on this field before we started was very sudden and very heavy, and it's still coming down on top of it. It feels draining well, but there's some spots that are just going to be difficult.
Flag is up that time as Sam Williams was looking for Mullings.
Attacking player at Florida Gulf Coast, Mullings. He's making that conversion that so many college players do, going from a winger or a forward to an outside back. A player to watch for Red Bulls 2 this season as he makes that conversion.
Brick past his intended target of Firmino. Here come Red Bulls once again. Sent in with the right toward the top of the 6. Knocked away. Robbie Mertz is there for Atlanta United 2. He got there before Sam Williams did. And Sergei Demyanchuk's going to call a foul on the visitors.
I think Mertz was a little fortunate there. It looked like he slipped. Sergei Demyanchuk might have thought he had a little help in going to ground.
Morales looking for Brennan. Too much on it. So here comes Red Bulls again. Firmino on the turf. Tried to get possession. Well done there by Atlanta United 2 to gain it back, and Firmino again.
Really nice clearance from Cobb to pick out Firmino.
Firmino's intended target not there down the left, so it's going to be Lamine Conte sending it back to Marcucci. And Red Bulls 2 will start again here, middle of the 9th minute, and that's a wayward pass, and it's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2. McFadden chasing a ball down quickly.
Firmino is another interesting player to watch for Atlanta United 2. 21 years old, spent last season with Union Omaha in USL League One, a former New England Revolution homegrown product. Very strong attacking player, but he's playing in a holding midfield role tonight.
You saw Matthew Brick lose control. We're going to see a lot of slipping and sliding and a lot of folks having to get it back up very, very quickly to regain possession. Red Bulls 2 do exactly that. Pendant toward the top of the box, headed in. Firmino is there.
Great tackle by Pendant.
Kept by Red Bulls 2. Serwada in with the right toward the top of the 6. Sent away by Atlanta United 2, but there's Ofori. Blocked nicely there by McFadden, but it's going to end up being a corner for Red Bulls 2 here halfway through the 10th minute.
Atlanta's committed to playing their game. They want to play. They want to build out of the back. It is even more difficult than you could imagine tonight. It's always difficult against a Red Bulls team because that's what they love to face. a team that wants to try to play through their press. But tonight, the passes have to be even more precise from this young Atlanta side.
Sam Williams will take for Red Bulls 2. Sends it in, looking toward the top of the sixth, headed up into the air by Morales. Second touch, now Brennan sends it away. Mejia fouled from behind. Juan Castillo called for the foul that time.
That might be a yellow card for delaying the restart. We'll see if Demjanjuk gives it or if it's a warning this first time.
Pocket.
Williams gets the yellow. Very clear. He's just trying to delay that restart. Good work from Mejia to get Atlanta out of trouble with the free kick here. It wasn't Williams who delayed it. The card was shown in Williams' direction. Let's see if that gets corrected.
See if it's either Castillo or Mullings that was back there with Sam Williams that will see if they get the yellow. Goes to Castillo.
That makes sense.
So Castillo gets the yellow card in the 11th minute, up and over. Luke Brennan is chasing. Marcucci having to track it down. Thought about sending it away. Bowls over Brennan. And it's going to be a goal kick.
Marcucci getting the extra leeway that goalkeepers will get in those situations. He's caught completely out by the skip of the ball, and then he wants to shield it out. He's going to shield it out, but he gets a little extra on it on Brennan.
Red Bulls trying to work down the right. Morales loses his footing, so Red Bulls 2 end up with possession again. And there's Curtis Ofori. Off to his left is Murphy. Murphy sends it back into the middle. Weidman loses possession that time, but they'll cycle it back. Murphy again. Sending it down a little bit, looking for Ofori. Nicely done there by Howard to defend. It's going to be a deep throw for Red Bulls 2 here in the 13th minute.
Excellent read from Grant Howard, playing as a center back tonight. Predominantly in the academy, he's played as an outside back on either side, but he's starting to get it work in the middle with the twos.
Ofori wants to send it with the left. McFadden is there. Volleyed away by Atlanta United 2. Jackson Conway gets a good skip. Collision there with Castillo.
Shoulder to shoulder. Good from Castillo.
Not sticking with it. Red Bulls 2 knowing they would have been offside, but they do get possession after Atlanta United 2 gets there last. Adebayo Smith tries to work his way inside, and he will be the last one to touch it. Goal kick for Atlanta United 2 here, late in minute 13.
Well, if anybody's very happy with the decisions we've seen in the last 60 seconds or so. Adebayo Smith on loan from the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Didn't think he had the last touch on that one.
Early work by Atlanta United 2 up and over intended targets. So now towards center line. Once again, Red Bulls working down their right-hand side. Missing their target as well. So coming back, Matthew Brick will let it go, and it'll be a deep throw for Atlanta United 2. And I think you're right. You know, when you see in the first 14 minutes when the foul on Red Bulls 2 there as the ball was sent forward, the team and the individuals that sit there and can adjust to this surface with all of the rain that fell in a very short period of time, maybe shortening your strides a little bit so you're not losing your cleats and ending up on the turf. And I think you're right on. Whoever adjusts first will end up getting the distinct advantage here tonight.
Pendant nearly adjusted his way into a yellow card there, delaying the restart once again. I think the conditions really benefit Red Bulls too in this because it makes it even more difficult to play. Atlanta United wants to combine passes like that from Brennan.
Firmino looking to work down the left-hand side. Thought about sending it center. Heading toward the corner flag. You see him slipping and sliding. It's going to stick with Atlanta United 2 here in the 15th minute. Brennan with the throw. Working with Brick, and it's going to stick with Atlanta United 2. As Weidman and Pendant were there with Brick.
Demjanjuk says he's had enough. He's heard enough from Steven Serwada.
Brick looking for Mejia. Well done to keep it in. Chested by Robbie Mertz. Mertz will work it back a little bit. There's Noah Cobb. Howard being chased by Adebayo Smith. Mertz was looking for McFadden down the right-hand side. Red Bulls 2 ending up with it. Grant Howard backtracking nicely to keep Adebayo Smith from getting there. It'll be a throw for the twos here in the 16th minute.
Red Bulls are going to look to go fast. Howard and Cobb especially have to be switched on. That was a good read from Grant Howard. Good positioning from him to deal with that if he had to.
Last touched by Ofori. McFadden there for the throw for the twos. Demjanchuk asking McFadden to backtrack. Instead, he throws it back looking for Howard. Howard to Cobb. Cobb to Brick. Knocked out by Pendant, and it's going to stick with Atlanta United 2 here as we head toward minute 17. Really impressed by Noah Cobb late last year and so far this year from what we've seen. Not playing his age at all. Here comes Red Bulls 2 with a right and off the post. Their first chance off the inside of the post goes through the goal mouth, and that close to the first goal on the board for Red Bulls 2, minute 17.
As good as Noah Cobb has been, this is a giveaway that starts with him, kind of an in-between ball, not playing it long enough. Red Bulls attack quickly, and it's off the inside of the post and spins out.
Murphy was there with the shot for Red Bulls 2. The sloshing continues. David Mejia quickly restarts.
It was moving. Mejia spent time with Peru's U20s in an extended camp in January and early February. Big opportunity for him to grow as a player. A lot of good reviews of his work down in Peru with the youth national teams.
All the way to the back, and Justin Garces now through the middle. Morales triple teamed. Turned over, and we're going to get a foul on the initial Morales contact, and so it'll stick with Atlanta United 2.
Conte, a player they signed last year out of the University of Louisville, couldn't get him into the team last season, so this is his first year with the club. 3-year starter there. A lot of USL League 2 experience with Reading United and a former member of the Philadelphia Academy.
Mertz looking to turn on Murphy, who had slid down. Mejia. Mertz leading Mejia again. Mejia with the right toward the top of the 6. McFadden, 2 and 3 contacts, and he can't keep control of it. Ends up going over the goal. It'll be a goal kick for Red Bulls 2 as we head toward minute 19.
Great connection between Mejia and Mertz, two players that really seem to find one another on the pitch. And McFadden, such a dangerous player getting forward from a right back position. He honestly plays it a lot like a right winger. 8 goals last season.
Sent long by Red Bulls 2 after the first hop. Calmed down nicely. Adebayo Smith gets past Cobb and the right. Easy grab by Garces.
Garces had it covered well. Cobb made it more difficult for Adebayo Smith.
Not giving up on it is Mullings. Mullings looking to get past Brennan. Sends it in with the right. Cleared by Brennan, but not all the way out. Red Bulls 2 will keep possession out towards center line. There's Serwada. Back and forth with Sam Williams. Swept in towards center circle. Slide tackle there, and it's going to be a foul on McFadden. And a red! A red on Aiden McFadden in the 19th minute. Robbie Mertz talking to Sergei Demjanchuk, and Demjanchuk went straight red on McFadden.
Completely different match for the remaining 70 minutes now because of that decision. Touch comes off of Castillo. It's a 50-50 ball. McFadden slides in dangerously. The conditions play a huge factor in that. And yeah, McFadden does come in with his studs up. I think the conditions affected his slide, but it's reckless and he makes studs up contact. Straight leg, maybe not, and that would be the argument that Robbie Mertz as the captain would be making. That's the argument that the Atlanta technical staff would be making. But he comes in recklessly, and he's showing the studs on a player in a prone position. Demyanchuk's absolutely within his right to show red there.
So Robbie Mertz still trying to talk to Sergei Demyanchuk. Demyanchuk wants nothing to do with it. We'll take another look from this angle.
Watching it live, couldn't tell how much of the studs, but yeah, you can see it from that angle especially. That's a really dangerous tackle. Again, conditions factoring into it. Maybe you give a little bit of leeway there, but that's a tough one to give leeway on with how heavy the contact was and the studs being exposed in that manner.
McFadden has to leave, so he will be watching from indoors for the remaining 70-plus minutes of this. Let's see if Castillo, after a little treatment, gets up, and he does.
Yeah, assuming Castillo is okay here. He was on the receiving end of a good bit of contact, but it was a heavy touch from him that created it. He goes to ground. McFadden goes to ground. McFadden goes in with his studs into Castillo. That's what the referee sees, and that's why the red card is shown.
So now you look at Atlanta United 2 over the next 70 minutes, and this is going to be a true test for them. It was going to be a test for both of these teams with conditions, and now it's a test that you're a man down against a team that benefits out of these conditions.
It's going to be a big test, at least initially, for David Mejia playing as a right back, dropping from his right wing position. He's going to have to cover some of that space. We'll see if there is a bigger adjustment from Jack Collison as we're back underway.
Ofori. Conway is there. Ofori sends it in looking far post with the left, headed away by Brennan, but not all the way out. Mullings wanted a partner, couldn't find one. Here comes Atlanta United 2. Mertz. Brennan, not enough on it, but Firmino got there. Now Brick and Cobb. Cobb almost gets in trouble. He gives to Howard.
So hard to control the ball on this surface right now.
Jackson Conway turns away from Castillo. Firmino. Brick and Brennan. Going to stick with Atlanta United 2. Brennan working quickly here. Halfway through the 23rd. Slipping was Firmino. Brick gains possession, sends it into the middle. Robbie Mertz has an idea. Good through ball looking for Conway, but Marcucci is there.
You saw it in that last sequence. Multiple players, I think, in a normal match with normal conditions would have went to ground on a challenge, and they held up after that McFadden red card.
Mullings working the middle, sent long, looking for Adebayo Smith. Cobb is chasing. Adebayo Smith will get there first. Backtracking a little bit. Give to Mullings. Mullings and Sam Williams. Robbie Mertz is now chasing. Scooped forward, looking for Adebayo Smith. It's not going to get there. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2 halfway through the 24th minute. And as Matthew Brick ties his shoe, just to let you know, since he's standing next to one, celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Jackson Conway can't handle it, so it's going to go to Red Bulls 2 here.
One of the other byproducts of that red card with Mejia dropping a little bit deeper is Conway's going to have to drop deeper at times and help defensively.
Let's see if we can see who's down here for Red Bulls 2. And that's going to be the day for Juan Castillo.
Contact might have been a little bit more than we thought at first watch. I thought he was going to be able to continue. He's not. They're going to have to make a sub.
Christopher Cragwell checking in the 25th minute. Cragwell started in the match down at FIU at Ricardo Silva Stadium on the weekend. And just remember, when it comes to Red Bulls 2, they have a very, very tough first week here. It's 3 matches in the first week of the season, and they have to turn around from this match tonight, and they end up playing the first match on Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock at Montclair State for their first home match of the year. So you've got 3 matches in 7 days, and you use Cragwell, and he played in their match. He went the full 90 against Miami, and he's having to come in here in the 25th to take care of an injury for Juan Castillo.
Cragwell's an experienced 20-year-old on loan from Árabe Unido out of Panama. 15 games last year in the Panamanian First Division.
Red Bulls 2 gaining possession again. Ofori. Mejia marking him. Weidman finds Murphy. Good through ball. Weidman wants to set up the right. Great save by Garces. Mejia sends it away. First hop grabbed by Williams, and Murphy back and forth now for Red Bulls 2.
This will be interesting with Red Bulls 2 now having more of the ball with the man advantage. What do they do with it? It's been one of the questions about the Red Bulls club as a whole with their pressing style. Can they play in games where they have to run the play and control the possession? They're going to do that tonight.
Let's take another look at the big save here.
The ball from Murphy into Weidman, outstanding. Great save from Garces getting to that post, covering things up quickly.
Ofori for Red Bulls 2. Williams. Weidman once again wants to set up the right. Couldn't quite turn on it. But after the deflection, keeps possession. Through ball, Murphy looking with the left. Big save again, twice. Garces comes up big. And the last 2 times the Red Bulls have had possession.
John Murphy balling early on for Red Bulls 2. Incredible turn on Mejia. Left-footed rocket. Garces makes the save, gets the big right hand up, makes a second save. He's going to be called upon quite a bit as Atlanta United 2 is reeling at the moment playing with 10.
Serwada tried to get the ball away from Morales. Gets called for the foul instead.
We'll be curious to see how Demjanjuk handles this the rest of the way. So many times you see an early red card one way and it gets equalized at some point. With the conditions tonight, as we saw on McFadden's slide, it's not going to take that much for that to happen if somebody comes in a little out of control on a challenge.
Ofori looking for Weidman. Howard got there first. Garces, dangerous ball, picked off by Murphy now for Red Bulls 2.
Firmino couldn't find the handle.
Weidman. Up top, Serwada. Looked like it was deflected. Going to be a corner for Red Bulls 2.
Serwada, Ugandan youth international, just called up to the senior national team for an upcoming camp. Player that they are very high on.
Quick restart for Red Bulls 2 toward the edge of the area. Mertz with the deflection. Murphy sends it away. Looking for Williams. Chipped up and over. And Garces will get there.
You saw how safe Mertz was with that slide. He had to there. He has to go to ground to make the play, but made sure not to make contact. It's so easy for your slide. When you go to ground in these conditions, that one's going to leave a mark on John Murphy.
Yep. A lot of velocity from close range from Howard there, and he's feeling that one. Right there. He's going to catch his breath for a little bit.
I don't know if John Murphy's going to appreciate that replay.
Take your rest off the field. Get out of here. Let's go!
So after the one sit-up to try to get some oxygen in there, Murphy will get back up. Looks like he's okay in the short term. Ball slips out of Mejia's hands. Dangerous chance here for Red Bulls 2. Adebayo Smith tries to get Murphy engaged and knocked away by Atlanta United 2. Once again, conditions. First time we've seen that. The ball slips out of your hands on a throw.
Yeah, Mejia couldn't touch it, so he had to try to get there to defend. He's almost like thinking his way through that situation. Didn't result in a chance. Good recovery defensively from Atlanta.
Mullings with the throw. Into the area, headed up once. Mertz looking to establish position to gain possession, and he does.
Great body positioning from Mertz.
Firmino, Brennan, too much on it. Red Bulls 2 now with possession. Serwada tried to go with the nutmeg so Red Bulls 2 could keep possession, but it goes to Atlanta United 2, and a lot on it from Morales, but it looks like Howard will track it down. Howard forward looking for Jackson Conway, chested down by Conte, but Conway comes away with it. Has Brennan on the left. Ball knocked away from Brennan, but it's going to stick with the twos.
Brick trying to provide the overlap. Brennan couldn't hold it up quite long enough.
Matthew Brick directing a little traffic here. Mertz there to help out. Chipped up and over, nicely done. Mertz.
Really creative ball from Brick. Mertz could have earned a free kick.
Serwada went into him from behind. No whistle. Sticks with Atlanta United 2, and they're going to call a foul on Morales. Minute 32. Moment of the match so far, the red card on Aiden McFadden. Back in the 19th minute, Atlanta United, the twos playing with 10, going up against New York Red Bulls 2. Ball over the top. Marcucci was there as Mejia was looking for Mertz.
It's an incredible ball from David Mejia. Marcucci read it the whole way. Came out of his 18 confidently to win it.
Foul on Firmino as he and Ofori were chasing after the ball. Quickly started by Red Bulls 2. Here's Ofori. Murphy in with the right, through ball, nicely done, looking to turn Pendant, and he didn't get all of it. Completely scuffed it with the left, and it's sent away into the corner, regained by Atlanta United 2.
Atlanta looking for a flag there for offside. It never came.
Mullings again looking to throw. Finds Adebayo Smith. Firmino is there to help the pressure for Atlanta United 2, trying to get it out of that corner. And it's going to stick with the home side. Jackson Conway down to adjust some things, and he's grabbing that right ankle now as well.
Not sure if Conway got hit from behind in that sequence or if it was something else.
Let's take another look and see if we can pick it up here.
Possibly Cragwell catching him.
So we'll keep an eye on Jackson Conway here. Sent forward by Garces. Off David Mejia, and back down to Marcucci at the other end, and he will give Tilamina Conte.
Conway back on. Looks like he's moving okay.
Williams didn't get all of it. Two's had it in center circle. Serwada had possession, lost it, but back to the back three of Red Bulls 2, and they'll charge once again. Ofori looking for Murphy. Good through ball. Well defended that time by Atlanta United 2. Jackson Conway gains possession, spins away. And then he's bumped by Serwada. No call there either. Robbie Mertz goes to try to get possession from Serwada. Serwada's got a bit of space.
It's a great turn from Conway, but then a heavy touch. He lost control.
Williams, Mullings, and back to Sam Williams. Serwada sent forward up and over everything by Jason Pendant. It'll be a goal kick here as we start minute 35.
Spacing is out of whack at times for Atlanta United 2, which is to be expected with the first half red card. Red Bulls 2 finding that space in front of the center backs a little too easily that time. Efrain Morales dragged out of that area. If he's not there, Firmino, who's naturally an attacking player, has to drop into that space to not allow that kind of an opportunity.
Garces sends it forward. Conway lost the joust to Conte, and here comes Adebayo Smith with possession. Toward the corner flag. Sent in toward the top of the box. Up into the air. Big hop. Knocked out of the way by Howard. Adebayo Smith will try it again. And they're going to call handball on Mertz just outside the box.
And there's not a whole lot Robbie Mertz can do here. It's played directly into his hand from maybe 1.5 feet away. Let's see if we can tell his body positioning here a little bit. Yeah, his arm's out, but there's really no time to react. But the arm being that far away from his body, that's what gets the call.
So just outside the area.
Really close to a penalty there.
Murphy up and over everything as he was looking far post.
Wasted opportunity for Red Bulls too.
Quick programming note, it's an early season clash out west when El Paso Locomotive FC welcomes New Mexico United. Big rivalry there with those two. Don't miss out as the next chapter of USL Championship Soccer continues Saturday at 8 o'clock Eastern on ESPN Deportes. Pressure by Weidman forced it back to Garces. Atlanta United 2 now building. Firmino through ball. Gets through. Conway gets out of traffic. Getting away from Murphy. Well done, Robbie Mertz. Morales to Mertz. Murphy chasing. Goes back to Garces. Garces has Howard and finds him. Howard forward with the right. Jackson Conway looking. Marcucci is a part of all of the 4 players that were there trying to chase after the ball. It ends up with Red Bulls 2 possession briefly, but Morales gets it back for the Twos.
Marcucci is adventurous at times.
I was going to say aggressive, yeah.
That one looked a little bit more adventurous on the wild side.
Serwada looking into the corner. Too much for Mullings. It'll be a goal kick for Atlanta United 2.
11th straight start with Red Bulls 2 for AJ Marcucci. He was a D3 goalkeeper of the year twice at Connecticut College. Earned an MLS deal in September of last year. Very aggressive coming off his line, and if you're going to play such a high line like the New York Red Bulls want to do, you need a goalkeeper who's comfortable doing that.
Mertz to Morales. Heavy touch. Can he track it down? He can. Then he loses it. Here comes Red Bulls 2. It's Weidman. Weidman tries to send it to his left. It goes to Mertz and Garces. Atlanta United 2 again coming back.
It was a heavy touch from Morales, but he's tripped up as he's trying to regain it. Chance did not materialize for Red Bulls 2, but Atlanta has to be careful.
Marcucci will handle for Red Bulls 2. Working up through the middle, it's Williams. Sending it back to Conte. Mullings now. Up the right-hand side. Pendant to Serwada. Serwada, great through ball there for Adebayo Smith. Can he get there before Cobb? Cobb does. Well done by Noah Cobb.
Really aggressive tackle from Noah Cobb, but Atlanta still has more defending to do.
Serwada. Weidman knocked away. Robbie Mertz tries to gain possession. Foul called on Red Bulls 2 and Serwada.
Morales dropping deeper and deeper to help this back line with that red card to Aiden McFadden. Atlanta under a lot of pressure so far, dealing with it pretty well. Justin Garces has had to make a couple of saves.
Cobb under pressure from Weidman. Gives to Howard. Robbie Mertz. Sending it forward to Conway. Good work. Can Mejia get there first before Ofori? It looks like Ofori will get there. Looking for Marcucci. Marcucci just sends it away with the left. It'll be a throw for the Twos. Deep in their attacking third.
Wonderful ball from Jackson Conway.
Howard. They're going to call a foul on the corner.
Conway's going to take a beating tonight.
Sergei Demyanchuk will measure off the 10. Looks like Serwada and Murphy. Two-man wall for Red Bulls 2. Murphy trying to explain what happened.
5 fouls so far in this match from Serwada. Watch out for Efrain Morales on this. He scored in his USL Championship debut up in Charleston a couple of years ago.
David Mejia surveying. Sent in by Brick, looking far post, up and over, and that looking for Noah Cobb far post. Conway was there as well. It ends up being goal kick for Red Bulls 2.
A little bit too much air under it. Matthew Brick, good performance last week in his first start in the USL Championship. Played 1 minute last year as a 16-year-old.
Adebayo Smith through ball, looking for Pendant. Morales is there defending, sends it to Garces. Garces looking to find a partner. He finally does in Howard.
Garces not rushed. Picking at a teammate there, not giving away possession.
Mejia turns away from Murphy, looking to spring Brennan. Marcucci is there at the top of the box. And back comes Red Bulls 2 again. Mullings. Serwada. Back to Mullings. Having to backtrack. Firmino inside the area, top of the box. Pendant was there. A couple of his teammates were waiting to figure out who was going to pounce, and it ended up being Atlanta United 2 pouncing and sending it away. Up and over for Red Bulls 2, up and over everybody. Flag is up, offside.
Really curious to see what Jack Collison dials up in the second half. Playing with 10. If you're going to play with 10 against anybody, Red Bulls is the team that you would, because they're not as comfortable dominating possession in those moments. But you're seeing how high this back line plays for Red Bulls and how comfortable Marcucci is coming out of his 18 to close that gap. Atlanta has to find a way to get in behind, but not get it so deep to Marcucci where he wins it.
Foul on Conte as he was trying to get the ball before Jackson Conway was. So as we're now here in the 43rd, Mertz will restart it. Back and forth with Cobb. Mertz lost possession but got it back quickly off the heavy touch. Sent forward by Cobb, looking for Brennan. Flag is up for Atlanta United 2 this time, offside.
It's still smart from Cobb, though, to bomb that long, even knowing that could be an offside or you're going to lose possession, because Mertz had gone down. Have to be safe at times, even though you want to play through pressure.
Last touch by Red Bulls 2 that time. Brick into Firmino. Red Bulls 2 closing in on Firmino and Mertz, and back to Brick. Brick will send it forward. Headed up into the air by Firmino. And Brennan can't get there, so it's going to go to Red Bulls 2. Looking for any nearby select ball to send it back into play. 3 Atlanta United 2 players trying to get it away from the 3 Red Bulls 2 players right near the touchline. Last touch by Red Bulls 2. It's going to be a throw. Brick working it forward. First touch by Red Bulls 2 that time in Mullings. And it's going to stick with Atlanta United 2. Last touch by the visitors. There's Nicholas Firmino. Morales back to Garces. Mertz. Cobb. Well done to Mejia. Mejia to Matthew Brick. Brick over the top. Can Jackson Conway get there? Too much for him. Marcucci sends it away. And they're going to call a foul, I think, on Grant Howard, as he was defending Murphy.
Jack Collison's adjusted his back 4. Howard slid over to the right. Efrain Morales has dropped into the back line to play alongside Noah Cobb. That means Firmino is really playing as the holding midfielder here, with Robbie Mertz sitting a whole lot deeper than you'd like to see him. You'd like to see him pulling the strings in the attack, but he's got more defensive responsibilities tonight.
Serwada to Pendant. Murphy looking to combine with Weidman. Sent away by Morales. Serwada gains it. He'll wind up from 25. Deflected up into the air. And a foul on Ofori.
Good work by David Mejia to get into that position. Ofori, the 16-year-old left back, definitely bulked up in the offseason. He's been with the Red Bulls since the U13s. A little over-ambitious that time. Mejia gets the positioning and draws the foul.
3 minutes added here in the first 45. Garces looking for Conway. Sent away, and Adebayo Smith will try to track it down for Red Bulls 2. First touch not to his liking, but he sticks with it, gets around Morales. Wants to send it in with the right, headed away by Noah Cobb. It's going to be a throw for Red Bulls 2. Here's a look at Noah Cobb.
Very confident 16-year-old Noah Cobb. Great experience in the Atlanta United preseason. Down in Mexico, played a lot of minutes with the first team.
Conte back and forth with Weidman. Mullings. Brennan sent in with the right, sent away. Good flick to get it away from the 18 by Firmino, but the Red Bulls keep possession. Williams. Past Firmino. Good through ball. Sent in toward the top of the 6. Through everything and in by Weidman. They're going to wave it off. A flag is up. It is offside on Weidman. Does not count. We are still at zeros.
Red Bulls nearly found the space that time. They exploited a gap on the left side of Atlanta's back line. Through ball was nice. Weidman little early on his run on the back side as we take another look now. Williams slots it through to Mullings. Believe it's Weidman on the backside. I don't believe it was Mullings who was off initially, but it is possible.
Red Bulls 2 with the throw. Conte tries to get away from Jackson Conway, and he does. Sending it forward to Pendant. Mullings. Serwada. Good through ball again. Adebayo Smith. Sent up and over. Close again by Murphy, and he knew it too. It was another good chance for Red Bulls too.
Very active first 45 minutes plus for John Murphy. Hasn't been able to find the back of the net at time. Goes first time with the shot. But Garces had that near side covered pretty well if it was on frame.
Garces sends it skyward. And that'll do it for the first 45. Sergei Demyanchuk puts the whistle to his mouth, and that'll do it for the first 45 minutes here from Fifth Third Bank Stadium in 2022. John Murphy looking for an explanation for one of the calls late here in the first 45, but after the first 45 at the break, we are scoreless. Back with everything going on around the USL Championship in just a little bit. You're watching the USL Championship on ESPN+.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare. To give you a better, seamless, more unified experience. So you can simply access and manage your care all in one place. With tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Welcome back to a very wet Kennesaw. Goalless at the half between Atlanta United 2 and New York Red Bulls 2. And as we look at the diehards, and that's what they are tonight, they are the absolute diehards. Hats off to all of them who have stuck it out here tonight. Let's take a look at how things are here in the East after match week number 1. Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and we'll get into their story in just a little bit, as it was an eventful week for one of their players in particular. The Miami FC, they were the 2-0 winners over New York Red Bulls 2 on the weekend. Lou City, you know about them knocking off Atlanta United 2. Win for Charleston Battery. Surprise win for Loudoun United. Loudoun United gets a win out of the blocks of their first time. Tampa Bay and Birmingham, they drew. Hartford Athletics still waiting for their first match on the year, and we talked about Atlanta United 2 and Red Bulls 2. That's your top 10 as we look at things in the East. But how did things break down in the USL Championship first time out? We mentioned that big win by Loudoun United, the big win over Indy 11, 1-0. Pittsburgh putting 3 on the board at a very cold AutoZone Park, knocking off Memphis 901 FC. For those of you that watched, it was a great 70 minutes, but then 1 goal on the board by Lou City. Lou City knocks off Atlanta United 2, 1-0. Charleston, 1-0 winners over Tulsa. The Miami FC with goals by Lopez and Segbers. Get the 2 on the board at Ricardo Silva to knock off Red Bulls 2-0. And then it was Birmingham Legion, Tampa Bay Rowdies. Marquee matchup to start things off in the Eastern Conference. That ends up being a 1-1 draw with a crowd of just under 10,000. That Protective Stadium, the home of Birmingham Legion. Coming up this weekend, some of the matchups to pay attention to, your upcoming TV schedule on ESPN+. Red Bulls 2, we talked about them. Third match in a week. They kick things off at Montclair, the 1 o'clock Saturday afternoon against Loudoun United. And then Detroit City. It's going to be great to see Le Rouge there at Keyworth, taking on the Charleston Battery. That one's at 4 o'clock. It'll be a special day for them. Memphis 901 FC hosting Oakland Roots at 7, along with Pittsburgh hosting Hartford at Highmark. Lou City at Lynn Family hosts the Miami FC at 7:30. Tampa Bay gets to host Indy 11 at Al Lang. That one is also at 7:30. All of those on ESPN+ as well. Every match on the USL Championship schedule this year is on ESPN+. That is only a little bit of what is going on around the USL Championship. Here's what else you need to know.
Steers it to Diego. Unselfish. Diego. Put it in! What a goal!
Comando Moreno sticks it in, and New Mexico United take the lead, and the lab is rocking.
I mean, yeah, let's talk about today where I'm gonna go topics.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
Here's it to Diego. Unselfish Diego. Flip, put it in! What a goal!
Comando Moreno sticks it in, and New Mexico United take the lead, and the Lab is rocking.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
Welcome back to Kennesaw, Fifth Third Bank Stadium, goalless at the half between Atlanta United 2 and New York Red Bulls 2. You got to see a little bit about what's going on in the USL Championship. Let's kind of take you through some of the news and notes about the other activity that you need to know about here in the league as we've gone through Match Week 1. Heading into Match Week 2, we'd like to welcome the two new members of the USL Championship, Detroit City FC and Monterey Bay FC. They made their debuts last week. Monterey Bay losing to Phoenix by the score of 4-2. We've talked about Detroit City. Super League news. The USL Super League is going to operate from August to June, aligning with the women's international calendar in 2023. And we've talked about the Pittsburgh Riverhounds and how it was a special week for them on the field for a player and for the team in that big 3-0 win over Memphis 901 FC. Dane Kelly is now a Centurion, getting his 100th regular season goal in USL Championship, doing so in that big 3-0 win over Memphis 901. Here's the team of the week. No surprise that Dane Kelly would be a part of it. You see a couple of players that were brought up from USL League One and are now playing in USL Championship. Verity Souza goes to Sacramento Republic. Greg Hurst is now a part of Phoenix Rising. He and Aiden Quinn there for Phoenix Rising. Sammy Gadiri there for Loudoun United. And you see Lou City represented. You see Pittsburgh represented outside of Dane Kelly. And great news for Nathan Steinwasser for Detroit City, getting them recognized in Week 1. 5 saves, including a first-half PK denial, even though it was a 1-0 loss to San Antonio FC. Now, here's something that you can vote on as we go forward, and you have until Friday to do it. And Atlanta United fans, Atlanta United 2 fans, here's where you come into play. It's the save of the week. There was the PK save by Steinwasser. There's your big save by Vicente Reyes in the match against Lou City. So you know where the voting needs to go there. Matt Van Okel, we've seen him as a force for Birmingham Legion. Big save in their 1-1 draw. Christian Bonilla comes up big here from close range for San Antonio FC in that game against Le Rouge. And then your 5th one goes to Elliot Panico on loan to Indy 11 from Nashville FC. And you can vote until Friday at 11 o'clock for your save of the week in USL Championship. Get you ready for the second 45 coming up around the corner. Goalless at the break, Atlanta United 2 and Red Bulls 2. It's the USL Championship on ESPN+.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Los accidentes suceden sin avisar y conseguir el tratamiento médico que usted o un familiar merece puede resultar difícil si no cuenta con la ayuda de un buen abogado. Por eso nos dedicamos a pelear por sus derechos, asegurándonos que usted no solo reciba la compensación que merece, sino que también reciba la mejor atención médica. Le atendemos en español. 404-888-8888. Bader Law Firm, comprometidos con usted y su familia.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare. To give you a better, seamless, more unified experience. So you can simply access and manage your care all in one place. with tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw, getting you ready for the second 45. Atlanta United 2 and New York Red Bulls 2, scoreless. And let's take a look at how we got to this particular moment in time through highlights and stats and everything else that has been prepared for all of us and for all of you. Let's take a look at the first half, Jason. And once again, you see the turf as a part of it early on.
Maybe it gets better in the second half, but it's absolutely had a factor in this one. It's tough to connect on your passes. You're seeing some issues with players losing their footing. Atlanta United 2 had to deal with a red card that you see right there. Aiden McFadden going in studs up on
Castillo.
Castillo, thank you. Went on Castillo. Castillo had to leave the match a little while later. McFadden frustrated with the call, but it's a studs-up challenge. That's going to be a red card even in these conditions. It was hard for Atlanta to get forward in this. They didn't get a shot in the first half. Marcucci had a big factor in that coming out of his 18 quite a bit to make big plays. Justin Garces had to make a few big plays of his own. A couple of nice saves. One goal called back for offside. That's Garces' best save. The first one. The second rebound is nice. First one, quick reaction. Garces' first USL Championship start since 2018 when he was a member of the Atlanta United Academy.
There's another look at that double save by Garces. So let's take a peek at the stats. And I know that this is skewed because of the McFadden red card here, but 10 shots by Red Bulls 2 in the first half.
Yeah, it's an interesting game for Red Bulls 2 because they have this man advantage. They still don't have 50% of the ball, which is not really a surprise. The way they play, it's all about really pressing and creating the opportunities off of their press.
So let's take a peek really quickly at the upcoming schedules here for Red Bulls 2. They've got 4 of their next 5 at home, but once again, third match in a week. Loudoun United comes to Montclair on Saturday afternoon, then quickly to Atlanta United 2. After that first match on the road that was against Lou City, they get some time at home as well. 3 of their next 4 are at home. Tampa, Charleston, at Hartford, and then they come back for Detroit City on the 9th and then at Indy 11. So there's some tough competition for the twos early on.
Yeah, it's a young team. You want those home games early to be able to build. You want them to be able to gel. It might take some salvation late for Atlanta United, too. They had that clutch gene last year. We'll see if this group still has it. David Mejia, Robbie Mertz have been a big part of that. Red Bulls, too, you have a lot of young players who have shown up well tonight. Curtis Ofori at left back, Sam Williams, Serwada is under the age of 20. This is a young team that is now in a different position than they typically train for. They have to carry the play. You saw them as the half went on, creating more chances from the run of play. If Red Bulls 2 can do that here in the second 45, they're going to take 3 points back up the road.
There's a look at Nicholas Firmino. His first home match for Atlanta United 2, and there is a substitution. It's only 45 for Ezra Weidman tonight. Jonathan Felipe checks in the 45th minute. So Felipe in for Weidman. It's the second substitution that we've seen from Red Bulls 2. Christopher Cragwell checked in back in the 25th minute as Juan Castillo could not continue.
3 goals for Felipe in preseason. One of their top players in the preseason matches. Red Bull Academy product who spent the last 4 years at Fairfield University.
Mertz looking for Brennan. Marcucci is there, and he will hang on to it here in the first 15 seconds as Conte brings it forward for Red Bulls 2. Mullings back and forth with Williams. Looking for the third in there, and it's Felipe with his first touch, as he thought that Pendant was going to be there, but he'll chase it himself. Morales is there. Tries to find a partner, but it ends up sticking with the Red Bulls here. Now Morales will stick with it once again and try to get out of a jam, and he does, to Firmino.
It's an incredible tackle from Efrain Morales after losing the ball on the touchline. The recovery, excellent.
Morales looking for Conway. Off of Jackson Conway, he can't keep control. Conte does for Red Bulls 2. Williams from Mullings. Felipe sends Serwata forward. Serwata with the right. Volley down, and Garces is there.
Flying a volley from Murphy. Just can't find a way past Justin Garces tonight, John Murphy. Outstanding effort here from him. Mejia defending, but Murphy got to it.
It was right on Garces, had 2 hands on it, and it was there for the grab and the save for Atlanta United 2 as we are in the 2nd minute here in the 2nd half. And Grant Howard will throw it in for Atlanta United 2.
Howard moving to right back. Atlanta's in a 4-4-1 shape, playing with 10.
Up and over Conway as he was being marked and held by Conte, but it goes back to Marcucci. And coming forward, Red Bulls 2 now. Williams sends it up over the top. Garces is there for the grab as it was intended for Ofori.
Talk about the difference in mentality for the Red Bulls having to carry more of the play. It's a different mentality for Atlanta as well. They're having to drop off a lot more than they're comfortable doing or than they prepared to do just because of the man disadvantage that they're dealing with.
Morales double team finds Howard. Backward to go forward. Robbie Mertz. Mejia looking for Firmino. And they're going to call a foul on Serwata. That's his 6th.
Honestly surprised Serwata's not on a yellow card yet. 6 fouls.
Murphy was looking for Pendant. Atlanta United 2 is there, and they're back at it again with Luke Brennan. Brennan cuts it inside, finds Jackson Conway down the left. Conway can't get past Conte.
Conte shut the door on Jackson Conway right there.
Felipe. 2-on-3, through ball. Cobb is second, Garces is first.
Great read from Justin Garces.
Mertz has Howard, who has a little bit of room. As Murphy peeled back to give him a little bit of space. Figure out where he was going with it. Robbie Mertz. David Mejia. Tries to chip it forward. Great command by Howard. Through ball looking for himself, but standing in the way was Christopher Cragwell. Goes back to Marcucci.
Not many people are running through Christopher Cragwell.
Williams works it forward. Ofori. Conte. Cragwell. Ovante Mullings. Can't get past Luke Brennan. Cragwell to Williams now, center circle. Felipe. Poked away nicely by Jackson Conway, but Red Bulls 2 keep possession. Adebayo Smith looks to turn on Mertz. He does. Grant Howard is there, well defended. David Mejia now with it. Tries to send it to Mertz, too much on it. Williams is there now. Serwata. Mullings. Pendant. Murphy wants to drive, pokes it with the right, knocked away by Atlanta United 2 here early in the 51st. It'll be a deep throw for the visitors.
Many projected Efrain Morales as a center back as he continued to grow in height, but his game really puts him in the holding midfield. He's at center back now, stepped into that one, got the clearance for Atlanta.
Pendant. Don't think he got there in time. It's going to be a goal kick.
Did some redecorating on the end line as well.
Yes. One of the boards needs to be put back into its locked in original position. Justin Garces surveying. There you go. There's the little bit of handiwork, and craftsmanship that has to be done to get the boards back to where they were.
Big fan of the Urban Tree Cidery as well.
David Mejia thought about a quick throw in, gives to Grant Howard instead here early minute number 52. Pass Jackson Conway, give to Conte. Williams sends it forward. Murphy loses his footing. Mejia comes away with it. Williams lost his footing. Serwada from behind, good through ball. Mejia to Mertz, once again looking in the middle, poked away. Well done by Red Bulls 2. That was a chance for Jackson Conway and Atlanta United 2.
That's an attacker in Mullings who's being converted to a defender. Read that one like a fine novel. Well done by Mullings to jump into that. Big opportunity for Atlanta off the work of Mejia and Mertz.
Garces. Cobb and Morales. Matthew Brick. Morales back to Garces. Firmino available. Give to Cobb. Howard. Mertz. Murphy was there, and it's going to be a goal kick as Murphy sends it all the way down for Red Bulls 2. Programming note, don't miss a minute of the action in 2022. Whether your team is on the road or at home, catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at ESPNplus.com. Here comes Atlanta United 2. Too much for Nicholas Firmino there. And here comes Serwada for Red Bulls 2. Pendant into the middle of the pitch. Give to Williams. Felipe. Adebayo Smith. Overlap in the left, up and over everybody, but Mullings is there over at the far post. Serwada, Felipe. Sent up into the air. Firmino gains control. Mertz volleys it forward looking for Brennan. Both teams lobbying for it. Sergei Demyanchuk says last touch by Atlanta United 2, so it'll be a throw for Red Bulls 2.
Nice work defensively in that last sequence from Brennan, having to drop back to help cover.
Pass intercepted, header by Mejia, but it ends up straight to Conte, who gives it back to Williams, who will cycle it through again. Ofori. Howard was there marking him. Pass went straight to Robbie Mertz. Now looking for Jackson Conway. Conway's header's first touch, but it ends up back with Red Bulls 2 in possession with Williams. Here's Adebayo Smith. Step over. Wants to send it with the left, sends it with the right, sent away defensively. Nicely done by Atlanta United 2. Brennan. Foul by Serwada.
Foul number 7 for Serwada.
Howard quickly to Mejia. As Adebayo Smith stepped forward. Cobb. Firmino. Firmino again. Two Red Bulls, 2 players closing. Mullings is there. There's Mertz as the back and forth continues.
One thing you saw in that last sequence when Red Bulls stepped up to press and Atlanta played through it pretty comfortably, you saw the heads kind of go back in frustration from Red Bulls players. That can't happen if you're the New York Red Bulls 2 in this situation because you have that man advantage. Your press should be even more effective. Can't get frustrated in those moments. If they do, Atlanta's going to create opportunities like this one.
Looking for Brennan. Brennan finally corrals it in the corner. I'm going to say last touch by Red Bulls 2. So it's going to be a throw. Brennan brings it in quickly, looking for Matthew Brick.
The commitment to play that pressing style has to be 100% of the time. When it's not, teams can create opportunities as the game gets stretched.
Intercepted by Red Bulls 2, but Noah Cobb gets in the way there. Williams for Red Bulls 2. Foul by Jackson Conway. And a talking to by Sergei Demyanchuk.
Conway just preparing to swap shirts early with Sam Williams.
Williams.
Easily could have been a yellow on Jackson Conway in that situation.
Yep. Cragwell. Mullings. Into the middle. Williams with a lot of room. Murphy. Send him with the left. Felipe, big save again by Justin Garces, up and over.
Quick reaction from the goalkeeper out of UCLA. Homegrown signing for Atlanta United in this offseason. Well worked for the Red Bulls. Quick left hand to get up to make that save from Justin Garces. Look at his footwork, though. He doesn't get caught going side to side. Holds his ground. Quick left hand to make the save.
Demjanjuk having a discussion with the folks inside the 6. Williams sends it in. Headed away, and Atlanta United 2 will come away with it early minute 58. Sent forward with the left, but heavy touch can't be controlled by Serwada. It's going to be for the 2s. The home 2s.
That one doesn't really work tonight.
No, it doesn't. Conway.
Great
Mejia
ball.
with a lot of room. Red Bulls 2 having to sit there and make up space. Mejia misses it to the far post.
Thought David Mejia might take that into the 18 and take the defender 1v1. Took the shot from distance, had an opening, but pulled it wide of the far post.
Williams to Mullings. Serwada. Back and forth with Felipe. Now back and forth with Murphy. Murphy looks to turn. Grant Howard, well done there. And it's going to be a throw for Red Bulls 2. Early minute 59, Atlanta United 2 has been playing with 10 since the 19th minute. Red card on Aiden McFadden. Felipe for Red Bulls 2. Grant Howard marking him. Sent back to Ofori. Can't find an opening. He goes back to Williams. We'll send it back even further to Conte and Cragwell. Serwada and Mullings. Cuts it back to Pendant. Really haven't said a lot of Jason Pendant's name tonight. Ofori with the left. Deflected out. Well defended by Atlanta United 2. Williams winds up. Blocked away again by Morales. Sent away. And Red Bulls 2 has to chase it down.
2 blocks in that sequence from Efrain Morales. Jackson Conway. Is he going to get back up? I think he's going to be okay. I thought he had stretched that groin as he tried to cut back.
Serwada spins away center circle. Up and over into the corner. Too much big hop for Curtis Ofori.
Frustration mounting a little bit for the Red Bulls here. Haven't been able to take advantage of the first half. Fairly early red card.
40 minutes now, having played with Atlanta United 2 only with 10 here.
13 shots for the Red Bulls, 4 on target.
And Justin Garces has come up big in those 4 on target.
Really nice performance from Grant Howard in his first USL Championship start as the Red Bulls try to get more attackers on.
Looks like Ilya Turkis will check in at the next opportunity for New York Red Bulls 2.
Another one making his USL Championship debut tonight.
And that might be the chance to do it. And it looks like that's going to be the night for Jason Pendant. 60 minutes for Jason Pendant, and he is done. And Ilya Turkis will check in with 30 to go.
Pendant, the 25-year-old Frenchman, normally a left back during his time in the second division with Sochaux and with the MLS side with the Red Bulls, playing in an attacking role here with the Red Bulls 2 side over the last 2 games.
Brennan chasing it down. Mullings obviously gets there first, about 5 yards ahead of Luke Brennan. Into the middle, and Williams. It's away from Morales. Back to Conte. Through the lines back and forth with Ofori. Here's Murphy. Into the center of the pitch. And there's Serwada. Mullings. Back to Serwada. Tries to get it toward the top of the box. Knocked away inside the arc. Conte will have to chase it down. He'll send it all the way back to Marcucci. Jackson Conway in a full sprint. Marcucci in full control. Gives it back to Lamine Conte.
Plenty of space for Marcucci to bring that one under control.
Up and over. Big second hop inside the 18. Garces grabs it.
Needed better communication there from Howard and Cobb. Felipe was able to get in between the two of them. Howard wasn't able to get back goal side. Garces had it covered the whole way.
Garces looking for David Mejia. Chested. Heavy touch. Williams. Turkis, his first touch is interrupted by Morales, and he gives to Mejia.
So impressed with Efrain Morales in this one tonight. Mejia looks like advantage being played.
Brennan cuts it back onto his right. Through ball looking for Conway, and Cragwell will send it away, and a yellow card finally for Steven Serwada in the 63rd minute.
That one could have been a yellow for his first foul, but he's getting close to double digits.
I think we have 8 on Serwada, and 8 now is the magic number where he gets a yellow card.
Yeah, I think that one, that's a yellow straight up. I don't think the other 7 really matter. Very late on Mejia back at midfield. Playing advantage, the correct call. Good work by Demjanjuk to come back and give the yellow to Serwada.
So Matthew Breck will throw. Let's take a look at the foul.
It's great work by Morales defensively. Mejia delivers the pass, just gets caught enough from Serwada. Mejia makes sure that it's seen too. A lesson all young attacking players have to learn.
Murphy thought about sending it to Marcucci. Goes for the big switch to Mullings instead. And that big first hop off of this turf. You don't know how it's going to respond, and it responds into a throw for Atlanta United too. All of the skips and quirks because of the rain that happened that pushed this match back a half an hour. Troubling for both teams. A lot of slipping and sliding. A lot of folks losing their footing here in the first 65 minutes. Mullings for Red Bulls, 2 to Williams. Had an idea, pulled it back. Ends up going all the way back to center circle. And Conte. Ofori through ball. Nicely done there. Looking for Murphy. Chips it with the left. Garces will get there easily.
It's a great ball from Ofori to Murphy. Murphy just doesn't have the room to make anything else out of it. Really impressed with these Red Bulls Academy players who are playing significant roles tonight.
Picked off. Red Bulls 2. Easy chance and in Adebayo Smith off the turnover. First goal on the board goes to Red Bulls 2 early in the 66th.
Talked about it all night. When you're committed to playing out of the back in these conditions and against this press, it is incredibly difficult. Mistakes will happen. Noah Cobb makes one there. Picked off by Murphy. Great finish from Adebayo Smith. And Red Bulls 2 get the goal they've been chasing for all night.
One touch. Up and over Garces. Adebayo Smith puts it in the back of the net. And 40-plus minutes of a man advantage finally They cash in to get the first goal on the board, and it's 1-0 Red Bulls 2.
Brendan Lamb will be checking in for Atlanta United 2. Now it's really tricky for Jack Collison and this young Atlanta side. If you had gotten out of here with a scoreless draw, Eric Centeno also going to check in. You're not happy with only getting a point out of the home opener, but you take everything into consideration with the McFadden red card. You'll take it. Now you've got to go chase this.
Jackson Conway, his night is over after 66 minutes.
Assuming Mejia is going to go up top. So you're going to be looking to get in behind even more now. You don't have the size of a Conway to hold things up. You do get 1v1 ability in Eric Centeno. Generation Adidas signing for Atlanta United. Going to have to make some things happen here.
Joust won by Mejia over Cragwell. Over Morales, and they're going to call a foul on Turkis.
A little bit of a push in the back there from Turkis.
So Lamb and Centeno now in for Atlanta United 2 for the final 23 minutes plus. Howard. Lamb with his first touch. Lamb in for Luke Brennan. Howard working quickly down the right-hand side. Lamb gets past Conte. Conte with the bumps him off the ball, tries to stick with it. And it's going to be last touch by Conte. Deep throw in for Atlanta United 2.
Conte goes in with the physicality on Lamb, but then looks for a foul that he doesn't get.
Lamb to Mejia. Sends it in far post with the left. Centeno tries to track it down. Too much goal kick.
Just couldn't read the skip of that. Nice creativity from Mejia to try to hit Centeno on the switch. 1 year at the University of the Pacific for Eric Centeno. It was an incredibly successful one. Earned him an MLS contract. He's going to play with Atlanta United 2 this season, his first year as a pro. Spent some time in the Sacramento Republic Academy in his native California.
Marcucci tracks it down, ushering everybody forward. Conte will send it back as Mejia is in pursuit. Line drive past Serwada. And Garces will get there ahead of Turkis, and he'll grab it. Outlet to Brick. Centeno now involved. Very, very quick. Eric Centeno gets away from Turkis, sends it back to Garces. Adebayo Smith in pursuit. Cobb sends it forward, looking for Mejia. Conte shields it. Give to Cragwell. Ball goes back to Marcucci. Mejia will chase. Conte forward to Murphy now. Morales gets in the way of that. Mullings almost loses his footing, gains control of it and the ball now. Felipe tries to send it to Turkis. Turkis did get it after the deflection, back to Mullings. And Serwada will send it back to Cragwell. Felipe Serwada intercepted by Atlanta United 2. Centeno back heel. Firmino loses his footing, has to find somebody. Morales is there. He'll stick with it. Turkis is there. He gets around Turkis. Well done by Efren Morales to get out of trouble. Too heavy a touch by Mejia that time as he was looking for Firmino, and it's going to go back to Red Bulls 2 with 20 minutes plus to go.
Mejia was trying to put some backspin on that so it could sit up for Firmino to get to it.
Matthew Brick sends it away, so it'll be a throw again for Red Bulls 2, looking into the corner. Excellent first touch by Robbie Mertz. Here comes Centeno. He's got a bit of head of steam with him. So he tries to cycle through the gears, and they're not going to get a foul there, or are they? They are. Cragwell's going to get a yellow on Centeno.
Yeah, you have to get that call. Centeno knows exactly what he's doing. Cuts in to draw the contact with Cragwell. Crafty from Eric Centeno, who's had a pretty quick impact on this one since coming off the bench.
See that speed right there. Cragwell knew he'd been beaten. Pulls him down, gets the yellow card. Halfway into the 72nd. Morales finds Mejia. Down the left-hand side, Centeno. Step over. Tries to get past Mullings, send it in with the left. It was last touched by Mullings. Going to be a corner for Atlanta United 2.
That's a matchup that Jack Collison will like. Eric Centeno against Ovante Mullings. Mullings still learning the fine art of defending in this back four. Centeno trying to beat him out wide and create space. Earns the corner here. Again, Morales probably the most likely target.
Mertz goes inside the area. He was the close target for Mejia. So David Mejia has to take one step off the concrete. Sends it in top of the box. Volley idea was blocked. Grant Howard slips, sends it back in. Serwada is going to be there, but Mertz is challenging there as well. Fans want a foul. They're not going to get it. Mertz is down. And Sergei Demyanchuk is going to give a yellow.
That's a red card to
That's
Serwada.
The second yellow. It's the second yellow. He's out.
10v10 now. Serwada, that's his 9th foul, and it's a studs-up challenge on Robbie Mertz. I think Demyanchuk was playing advantage after the initial incident right here. Catches Mertz. Ball still there. Mejia's on it. Demyanchuk let it ride. Comes back and gives the second yellow to Serwada. 10v10 for the final 17 minutes and some change.
Robbie Mertz still down. Physio is looking at him. And Demyanchuk directing traffic here. Red Bulls 2 players getting away. Let's take another look.
Howard after the slip plays it back into the corner. Mertz with the long run.
Yep.
That studs up, and he catches him pretty good. Definitely caught him low on the ankle. Think he might have skimmed off the thigh as well to get there. Easy yellow card. Could have been a straight red in that situation. Doesn't really matter. Either way, Serwada is off.
Robbie Mertz back on his feet. He's still feeling it too.
See if he can walk this one off. But now things have changed dramatically. Serwada has been a key for the Red Bulls midfield. How do they handle life without him? And now Atlanta United not playing 10v11. There's going to be a lot of space on the pitch the rest of the way.
And the speed that Atlanta United 2 has in the form of players like David Mejia. Let's see what happens here in the final 15. Matthew Brick is there. Mejia up and over, doesn't miss by much.
Mejia wanted that the whole way. Saw an opportunity to go to goal. Just missed it high. Trying to drop that into that far side netting.
Foul on Morales. As Ofori is feeling it on that left shin.
It's Firmino who commits the foul. Take another look at it as Ofori beat one on the dribble. Firmino late on the challenge. Might have been a little bit of knee-to-knee contact.
I think so. Cobb got their first, sent it forward. Red Bulls 2 there. Looking to get Turkis engaged. Felipe and Turkis back and forth, and Turkis is wide to the right.
It's blocked by Howard. It's a great play from Grant Howard coming all the way across as Turkis had gotten in behind. If Howard's not there, that might be goal number 2 for the Red Bulls.
So Williams will take the corner early in the 77th minute.
Not right now? No. Okay, I'll tell you when.
The McFadden red in the 19th for Atlanta United 2, and Serwada picking up his second yellow. Headed away by Morales. Mullings tries to gain control. He can't. Atlanta United 2 looking to break. Centeno.
It's a great tackle from Mejia to prevent Mullings from getting an opportunity.
Felipe lost his footing. Mejia tries to go back heel looking for Firmino, but it's last touched by Cragwell. Going to be a throw for the Twos. Matthew Brick quickly. Morales. Noah Cobb. Looking for Mejia. Cragwell is there. Goes back to Marcucci, who will pick it up.
Atlanta has a couple of players on the bench that might be important late. Jonathan Vijal, a young player who signed with Atlanta United 2, very crafty in 1v1 situations. And a Johnny Fortune, he has a long-range shot on him. A couple of goals last year. We're going to see Vijal here in just a minute. But Fortune could be a player to crack open this Red Bulls defense.
Cobb back to Garces. Morales coming forward. Centeno has Mejia to his right. Cragwell touched it while he was on the turf. No whistle from Demjanjuk.
It's not a handball. His arm was down on the ground in his slide.
Brick to Mejia, looking for Firmino, sent away by Red Bulls 2. Adebayo Smith and a foul on Noah Cobb.
Adebayo Smith knows what he's doing there. The experience. A lot of time in England with Lincoln City and Sutton United and Reading. Takes advantage of the young 16-year-old Cobb drawing the contact.
Grant Howard puts in 78 minutes, and now we're going to see Jonathan Vijal for the final 11 plus. And it looks like 2 more substitutions for Red Bulls 2 and Gary Lewis. It's going to be J.C. Cortez and Arian Recinos both checking in now.
Recinos, another one of the debutants for Red Bulls 2.
And that's going to do it for Murphy and for Ofori.
Cortez, an 18-year-old defender, spent some time at that Peruvian U20 camp with David Mejia in January and February. 9 starts last season. Recinos, originally from Guatemala, will get an opportunity to see what he can bring at this level. His first time in USL Championship.
Brick into the air, chested down by Red Bulls 2. Mullings flicks it forward. Brick was there to send it away. Felipe is there now for Red Bulls 2. Adebayo Smith tries to send it past 2 Atlanta United 2 defenders. He does not. And the home side comes away with it. Once again, Eric Centeno looking for Mejia, and it ends up as a good idea. It ends up also being a throw for Red Bulls 2 here late in the 80th minute.
Centeno and Mejia finding a connection. If they can bring Vijal into this, that trio could cause some problems.
Felipe tried to send it forward. Brick and Morales confused as to who wanted to gain possession, but it's going to go off of Red Bulls 2. It's going to stick with Atlanta United 2 and a throw for Brick.
Fancy footwork from Efrain Morales tonight. Been good on the dribble. Strong performance from him.
Mertz from Morales. First touch for Vijal. And a foul. Foul on Conte.
Very deliberate there from Conte, not allowing Vijal to get ahead of steam.
Brick. Firmino. Centeno. Tries to get past Mullings. Mullings holds him up. Felipe briefly with possession off Centeno. It's going to stick with Red Bulls too.
That's nice defending from Avante Mullings. Demjanjuk has allowed some physical play, some hand checking tonight. Mullings takes advantage, uses his frame to get Centeno off the ball.
Long throw. Firmino there, first touch. Sent up into the 6th row. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta United too. Chasing an equalizer. Both teams playing with 10. Had to dispose of the second ball on the pitch before it was allowed to come in. Morales, Cobb, and Garces. Robbie Mertz. Firmino looking to turn. He does. Give to Mejia. Vijal. Bump from behind. Mejia keeps possession over Mullings. Lamb is there. I'm going to say last touched by Lamb at Atlanta United 2, so goal kick for Red Bulls 2.
Mullings almost caught by Brendan Lamb on the late run. His clearance goes off of Lamb, nearly on goal. It's going to be a goal kick. We've seen Mejia try to hit that big switch a couple of times to the backside.
Marcucci. To Atlanta United, 2 defenders were there. Chested down. Morales will go back to Garces. Mertz looking for Centeno. First touch by J.C. Cortez. Back to Sam Williams. Conte. Williams center circle. Mertz in pursuit. Cragwell will send it all the way back to Marcucci. He'll send it forward up and over everybody. It'll be a throw for Atlanta United 2. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access. Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Eastern. Hear live matches, USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Firmino sent forward up and over looking for Mejia. Sent away. Mullings will get there. Brendan Lamb was there briefly trying to regain possession for Atlanta United 2. Morales and Mertz. Tries to spin away from Recinos. He does. Cobb coming forward. Centeno. Cortez on him. Wins the ball in a good 1v1 battle there.
It's twice Centeno has been muscled off the ball.
Adebayo Smith. 1-on-3. Taking a lot of time. Give to Turkis. Back to Adebayo Smith. Too much on it. Can't handle it. Mertz is there. Coming back the other way. Atlanta United 2. Briefly. Cortez. Hands are up, but Noah Cobb is going to get there just to dispose of it and send it away. It'll be a throw for the Red Bulls, too.
Hands were up by Adebayo Smith because he was in an offside position. Atlanta United 2 didn't react quick enough. Cobb had to try to rescue it, but because Cortez continued his run, earns the throw.
86th minute. Goal on the board by Adebayo Smith back in the 66th. Has been the difference so far after Atlanta United 2 was given a red card by Aiden McFadden back in the 19th minute. Foul called on Robbie Mertz as Recinos was trying to turn. Sam Williams trying to direct traffic. Sergei Demyanchuk wants him to get on with it. And he does. Right, looking far post, headed up into the air. Volley was attempted by Red Bulls 2, coming down with it, Atlanta United 2.
I think Morales got another block.
Firmino, Lamb looking for Mejia. Too much. Mejia cutting inside. Lamb went over the top thinking he was going to stick down the left-hand channel.
Mejia would have been offside if he had.
And Marcucci takes his time. He'll pick it up.
Adebayo Smith hobbling after that volley attempt that Morales got part of. Maybe got part of Adebayo Smith in the recoil.
Marcucci up and over everybody, so it goes down to the other side. It'll be Justin Garces' turn. Brick forward looking for Mejia, wanted to flick it. No foul called there as Mertz was upended. Here comes Turkis for Red Bulls 2. With the left up and over it, and it is wide by Red Bulls 2. Another chance late minute 87. As Racino's had the opportunity to try to get the second goal on the board.
Nice touch from Centeno.
Mertz. Vijal has Centeno to his right. Good through ball for Eric Centeno. Knocked away nicely that time by Cragwell. It will say last touched by Centeno, so it's going to go to Red Bulls 2.
Cragwell slid in, knocked that off of Centeno. Wonderful ball from Vijal down the flank. Centeno has to put some of these things behind him, having some struggles here after coming off the bench. Still time for him to make a big impact.
Volleys back and forth by both. Here comes Vijal. Firmino. He's got Lamb with some space. Continues to pursue. Sends it through the goal mouth. Looking for somebody. Back post. Sticking with it. Atlanta United 2 and Centeno. Mertz just outside the box. Sweeps it in toward the 6. Mullings will clear. Brick and Firmino sent away, but it's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2.
5 goals in the 89th minute or later for Atlanta United 2 in 2021.
Lamb tries to have the ball pass him so he can work forward with it. Sent away by Red Bulls 2. Big hop by Efren Morales. Morales trying to track it down. He finally does. Adebayo Smith will for Red Bulls 2. Try to send it forward. Last touched. It's going to be a throw. I'm going to say last touch by Atlanta United 2 here. Or they're going to call a foul. Call a foul as they were going after it. And there's Adebayo Smith, who's still struggling. Williams will send it in toward the top of the 6th. Big bounce and deflected up and over. Firmino there to defend. It's going to be a corner for Red Bulls 2.
Nice reaction from Firmino. He couldn't initially find it, but he's able to block Turkis' shot.
And we get our first look at Pavel Romero, the U17. And that'll be the day for Nicholas Firmino here.
Good effort from Firmino, playing in a deeper role than he's accustomed to. Had a lot of defending to do after the red card to McFadden. Romero is a very highly thought of U17 in Atlanta United's academy. First chance to see him in USL Championship.
Cortez, nobody there for Red Bulls 2. Is a chance for Justin Garces to send it forward. Looking for Mejia or Lamb, headed away by Mullings that time. Volleyed forward by Brick. Morales in the back and forth, ends up going to Sam Williams. Will send it back to Marcucci. We'll start it all over again, center circle. Morales wins the header. They're going to call Lamb for a push in the back on Mullings.
Very thin amount of stoppage time with 3 on the board. Not much time for Atlanta to try to rescue a point here.
Demjanjuk encouraging Marcucci to send it forward. And there to usher it out is Noah Cobb. 2 minutes of added time for Atlanta United 2 to try to chase an equalizer here. Brick looking for Lamb, kept in by Red Bulls 2. Felipe, as Lamb tried to muscle him off the ball. And Morales sends it into about the 12th row near one of the suites. Mullings down the right-hand side. Morales swept underneath it. Adebayo Smith will let it go out for. Should be a corner for Red Bulls 2.
Adebayo Smith dragged Matthew Brick down. Somehow that resulted in a corner for Red Bulls 2. No foul.
Now Adebayo Smith in the absolute corner. Robbie Mertz trying to gain possession for Atlanta United 2. Sends it off Adebayo Smith. It'll be a throw. Well done, Robbie Mertz.
That's great work from Robbie Mertz. Getting the position, getting in there and fighting for it and earning the ball back with a throw.
Vijaldo Romero for his first involvement. Had a lot of drive and was knocked off the ball by Williams, though, near center line. Back to Marcucci with about 30 seconds or so. Adebayo Smith can't handle that time. So once again, Atlanta United 2 probably with one more good rush here. Mertz overhead. Recinos had it, lost it. Morales looking for Vijal. Good turn on Williams. And another good turn by John Vijal to try to keep possession. There's Noah Cobb. And that'll do it. Right on 3 minutes, Sergei Demjanjuk blows his whistle. And Red Bulls 2, after playing in the weekend in Miami, come to Kennesaw, get 3 points with a 1-0 win over Atlanta United 2. We'll come back and put a bow on it from Kennesaw here as Red Bulls 2 leaves Kennesaw with full points. You're watching the USL Championship on ESPN Plus. Stick and stay. We'll be right back.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
You wouldn't put your team on the same field as the pros. So why would you take them to the same doctor? From growth plates to emotional needs, teens are different than adult athletes. Take them where they're treated that way.
Piedmont believes in the people powering Georgia. It's why we're leading real change in healthcare. To give you a better, seamless, more unified experience. So you can simply access and manage your care all in one place. With tools that make it easy to find and book a doctor from almost anywhere, anytime. And even check in before you walk in. Let's keep powering Georgia's growth. Piedmont. Real change lives here.
BB&T and SunTrust are now Truist, together for better.
Welcome back to Kennesaw. Red Bulls 2 with a 1-0 win over Atlanta United 2 here in the home opener in 2022 for Atlanta United 2 as they start their homestand here, 3 of the next 4 here in Kennesaw. Justin Garces, your man of the match, brought to us by our friends at Piedmont Orthopedic, and this once again the site that we started seeing last year under Jack Collison, Jason, where they get together after the match and they have this one moment to themselves before they come over and thank the fans.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about Garces as the man of the match. 7 saves. New York Red Bulls 2 playing 11v10 for a large portion of it. Justin Garces keeping Atlanta in it. Big opportunity for him. His first USL Championship game since 2018. His third overall, first official game in an Atlanta United kit since signing his homegrown deal. He's going to be competing for time in future games, both with the twos and down the road in MLS. This is a good start to his second tenure with the club.
Yeah, Vicente Reyes played in the first match over the weekend in Lou City against Lou City. Garces played tonight. There's your match stats, once again somewhat skewed by all of the time that Atlanta United 2 played a man down.
50-plus minutes, playing 11 v 10. Red Bulls 2 had a huge advantage in that. They were able to, I think, alter the way that they play well enough. They get the goal to show for it. They're not comfortable carrying the play in possession. That's why you see they didn't even have the possession advantage here. More of the ball than they probably expected to have. Far less of the ball than Atlanta United 2 expected to have. But Red Bulls 2 adjusted to the way the game changed with the red card. Ultimately, better than Atlanta United 2 did.
And Atlanta United 2 comes over to salute the fans, and they were, in fact, the diehards tonight when it comes to the weather here in Kennesaw. So the home opener goes the way of the visitors. New York Red Bulls 2 beating Atlanta United 2 by the score of 1-0. We'll be back here in a week's time as Tampa Bay Rowdies come to town, the Eastern Conference champs, taking on the Five Stripes. For Jason Longshore, for everybody here at Kennesaw, I'm John Nelson. Thanks for hanging out with us. The USL Championship on ESPN Plus. Tonight, Red Bulls 2 get full points.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.